What's up, guys? So we are on gray car update numero uno. So I've just been kind of tinkering with this just in my spare time. It's prime hunting season, so I've been spending my afternoons in the woods. But here she is. I just took the intake manifold off today because I got these badass Racetronics fuel rails for it. This car runs a factory LS1 fuels or intake manifold, and so I got these fuel rails from Racetronics, 80 bucks. How could you go wrong? And it just eliminates that returnless style, or where the fuel pressure basically deadheads the rails. So don't want none of that. Want it to be regular, so I can make some freaking horsepower in this thing. And pull the valve covers off, and they look pretty decent. Got the dipstick all mounted up here, and then I've just been kind of getting ready for some general plumbing stuff, because I gotta have Justin come over and help me with some of the front drive stuff, because I like to put power steering back on this unit and figure out how all that's gonna go. And then it's gonna have full exhaust, so I gotta figure out the exhaust system. And as you can see here, the alternator is way down in the bottom. Oh, it's hard to see, kind of way down there. It's a little small block Chevy style, but I want to get that out of there and put it up top, because I need this turbo's exhaust to go down there. It can't be, I really have no other way unless I merge them together, which I don't really want to do that either. Kind of the true dual would be cool, true dual exhaust. But that's what we got going under the hood. Did all the turbo lines, or at least got them there and ready. I just got to plumb them. And then I'm thinking about mounting the Terminator X right here where the airbag used to go, because I know the Terminator's got those nice LED indicators on it, so you can see if you got issues. So I'm going to try to put that there, but I just got to make a decision on if I want to take the whole dash out, because it's got like all these stock plugs sitting here and stuff, and I'd like to clean the engine bay up and get them out of there and make it look good. But it's kind of, with all the heat and air conditioning stuff, and I'd like to make the heat work at least, and maybe air conditioning someday, not much room there. And then I took the fuel tank out, which is outside, airing out, and then I got the hat off, which it doesn't look like my two 450s or even one 450 is going to fit in that thing. So I'm going to call a couple people and try to get myself a hat made so I can run two 450s and not bust the bank apart doing that. But other than that, that's about it. Just kind of been disassembling and analyzing some stuff. If anyone sees this, and I don't have one yet, if you have a reverse pattern 400 shifter, I would love it, because I don't like mine. A quarter stick, preferably, because I have this ratchet one, but I am not a fan of ratchet shifters. I think they're stupid. So if anyone's got a quarter stick, reverse pattern 400, I'll take it. Just let me know. DM me on something. Other than that, just kind of got to start putting stuff back together. I'm going to send the injectors out to Streetcar Injection, because they are kind of chooched. Even though I think they're brand new, they just look like they got oil and grime and shit on them just from sitting in that barn forever. So then we're going to get cleaned up along with the red car's injectors. So that's where I'm at with that right now. Little red car parts, I guess. I got this sweet 417 billet water manifold for it. The thing is awesome, and they milled the logo off, and I think the guy who had its last name was Fox. So he put this Fox sticker here. But I'm going to paint that black again and engrave my own logo into it, which you can see on this hat here. One of a kind, this hat is. Maya got it for me for my birthday. And then I got the red car's transmission just chilling here on the floor. That, Laverne is an old pro stock racer. Him and I are going to pull that baby apart here shortly and figure out what in tarnation happened with it. So that's my update for now. I will be continuing working on this thing, but I'm just putzing away on it in my spare time. So kind of day by day with video updates here.
What's up, y'all? It's been about a week since I last filmed on the gray car, and nothing's really happened. I was busy. I got my big buck for the year and kind of wrapped up some of the miscellaneous things that I had to get done. But as of right now, not a whole lot has changed. I did clean up some of the wiring over here. It's still messy from sitting in the barn and everything, but all those wires that were right there, I now moved up into here. Let me grab my light so you can see something. So I kind of tucked them all back up in here and rerouted them a little bit. Everything's still kind of dangling over here. I still got to clean up all that, but that can all get tied up once I kind of know where exactly everything's going to go. But for now, I am laying out the Holley harness, which you can see. I got this guy all dangling up right up in here, and I'm just trying to find a good place to get through the firewall. I was gonna run right here, but then I can't pull it very far through the firewall without running into relays and all kinds of other stuff. So I didn't think that's the best route, and they give you a ton of extra wire on this. So I'm actually gonna go right down in here, right on the side of the firewall here. Because I mean, right now my harness is, I can get it all the way up to my head, which would dang near reach the computer location. So that'll be plenty long, and we'll get the relay inside the car and the trigger wire and the ground inside the car. And then my inputs and outputs would be right up in here. And so then I could just loom those harnesses together and run them. And the inputs and outputs aren't going to be very far. I'm going to try to mount literally everything right here, so it'd be a nice short run for all my 5-volt triggers and all that good stuff. So it really would be pretty dang simple, I think. You could tuck it all together, heat shrink it, and I think it'd look pretty nice. It'd all be clean, out of the way, not crap running absolutely everywhere, which there will be some because this damn LS1 intake, they sit so freaking low onto the valley cover that you really can't even get a harness under here. I mean, look at that. It's slammed tight, so we'll have to see if I can get most of it run without it on there, and then if I can just set the thing right down on the harness, but that might be kind of a tough one. Other than that, I'm going to work on getting the front accessories figured out. I think I know what I want to do for it, so that shouldn't be too bad. Just kind of putzing away again, just like last time, but I'm going to get this hole drilled and see if I can get up into the car with the harness. So I'm kind of at a decent stopping point here tonight. You can see I got the harness laid in right up in here, and I got the cam sensor hooked up and kind of figured out how I'm going to run up everything. Here's all my loose leads, which I can either go in here or I can run them back in and follow the same hole the harness goes up in through, which you can see I got done right there. Oh, hold on, let me grab my light so I can see something. Really didn't go too bad. I could have done it a hair bigger, but oh, my light, there we go. So you can see you got the harness going through firewall right there, and I will grommet that, so don't you worry about that. It will get grommeted, and then it comes up in the car right on through here. You can see there's a bunch of factory harnesses, and then the good old Holley one, then it comes right up here to the Terminator X. So that's where that's gonna go. I'll probably make some sort of mount so it can sit in there nice, and so if you pull that airbag cover off, you can see all the lit up LEDs. And then I kind of just was messing with some other stuff here, and it looks like for how tight all this stuff is, the fuel pressure regulator is gonna have to go over here kind of in the back corner, which is how the red car was when I first got it, and so everything kind of made it 90 all the way over to there. So that won't be too bad. And then I'll probably do the sensors right there, just how the red car is, if I didn't already say that. Otherwise I'll tip it upside down and do it right there, and do the fuel pressure regulator underneath of it, kind of down here, and hang the block right there. We'll see. But I gotta order some sensors, and it looks like everything I have is gonna have enough length to reach where it needs to go, besides the fuel pressure sensor. So I'll have to do some extending on that to get that thing all the way back there. But other than that, I think it should be okay. Gotta just get some more parts, figure out how to do the heater lines. I've never done that on a factory vehicle before. And I'm not even sure if the heater's gonna work, because if you look right here, let me turn my light on so you can all see. You can kind of see how those heater plugs are right up next to the header. They are these guys right here, and they're right up against the header. I mean, real close. So we'll see if I can make something happen with that. And then I gotta do something with this, because here's the radiator line there. I mean, this is just a pipe that's put in there, and the radiator's kind of got to get refitted, and I got to get all these wires tied up so they're out of the way. This is just the factory V6 radiator and fan shroud, which, I mean, it's reasonably big. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but we'll give it a shot. And if it don't, I might be replacing the red car's radiator, so then that would make life significantly easier. Other than that, that's about it. I think that's all I got for you for this video. Not really a whole lot done. It's just more learning and getting this thing torn down to something that I can figure out, because I didn't put it together. So you got to do some learning. If anybody wants a ratchet shifter, I got a ratchet shifter that's pretty much universal for anything. Just let me know. I'll get rid of it for almost anything, because I really I don't like ratchet shifters, they're not my thing, but they would look nice in something else. Plus, this thing is larger, so it's ideal for a car that does not have a center console. So I'm looking for a quarter stick. If anyone's got a Hurst quarter stick for a reverse panel pattern 400, I'll take it. Otherwise, if you want to trade a mildly built 400, which is what is in this car, for a manual, I would entertain offers of that too. So just let me know if any of y'all got anything that I may be looking for. I'm gonna do a little bit of parts ordering tomorrow, I hope, and get some of that stuff on the way that I need, like some of the sensors, the sensor blocks. I should probably order some steel so I can start on the exhaust. And then I really need to figure out what I'm gonna do with power steering, because that is just not my forte either. So I want the power steering pump's gotta be here, so this idler thing's gonna have to come off of here. And then alternator probably either up here in the passenger side corner or gonna be up here in the driver's side corner. There should be room for it. There isn't really anything else that goes over there. Everything's gonna have to be kind of driven up off the top because the exhaust is gonna run under the motor plate, above the rack and pinion, and then all the way out the back, baby. It's gonna look pretty sick. I did power this thing up and the blinkers and all that stuff works. I didn't have a great ground, so nothing was super powerful, but at least there's some life in there. Because I got nervous when I started finding some chopped up wires and stuff. I mean, that's never anyone's dream when you take apart a car that somebody else had put together. So, but that's all I got for you. Transmission, gonna get started on it next week for the red car. So that's gonna be a little thing that I'll be filming too. Then I'm gonna start working on that thing. Gotta go put that 417 billet water manifold on it. That'll look pretty sweet. Much easier plumbing. I don't know if it's gonna look as clean. I mean, the part itself will look clean, but I might have to do some funky stuff with the lines because I don't really want to run any more 90s on there because I do not like the 90s because I feel like it's a big restriction flow that definitely affects my cooling, and that thing needs cooling for sick week because we're gonna be driving the hell out of it. So, but that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Everything that you guys do on social media, telling your friends, showing people, subscribing, that all helps me have the ambition to keep filming and keep producing videos and keep buying projects, of course. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Another great car update coming soon, hopefully.